The next question is about the movie, which I do get asked about quite a lot. Has there been any news on the movie, and will it make it to the screen? And do you really want it to? Well, actually, there has been news on the movie, but I can't talk about it yet. But it's closer now than it has ever been, and all we need is kind of one more link in the chain, and it's a go. So I'm hoping that in the next few months, some kind of announcement will be made. I know I've said that before, and I have been hopeful before, but it's just fallen apart so many times. I'm not getting too excited, as you can probably see. I'm holding it in. But if it does get made now, it will have been, with this team, it has going to have been worth the wait. Absolutely. So I'm more hopeful than I've been in a long time. We are all really excited for Warp Book 3. Will it really be the last in the series? Did you face any challenges writing the Warp books? It is the last in the series. I thought a nice trilogy would be good there. I know it's the kind of story that could go on and on because they can go to any time zone and they could have adventures all over the place and in any century. But I thought I wouldn't get into another big series. I'd like to just do a shorter series. So yeah, definitely 3. And as regards to problems with that, when you're writing a time travel book, you're just doubling back on yourself all the time, and you have to try and keep it consistent. I think the great example of the problems with time travel is Back to the Future, especially the second one, where they had to kind of interweave it with the first one, and they did it brilliantly. So that's the standard you have to try and live up to. So I'm vowing now. I've done several time travel books that I will never do one again. They're all done and dusted with me. So Warp Book 3 books for sure. Hopefully, I think that would make a good TV adaptation, and we're talking about that. So hopefully we'll have some news about that as well in a few months' time. You're a self-confessed comic book fan, yes. Did the graphic novels portray the image you wanted of Artemis Fowl and his adventures very well? Yeah, I love the graphic novels. I absolutely adore them. And I adore Giovanni, who is the artist, and Andrew, who co-wrote the adaptation with me. And I loved them so much because it was nice to be with a team of people you loved, rather than on your own in a dark, dreary office. So yeah, I do. And I think they're definitely comic books. They're not. The movie won't look like that, and you probably didn't imagine it like that in your head. But Gio created such an amazing world that I was just blown away, and I continue to be. It's the only time I ever kind of reread stuff that I'm involved in is the comic books. And actually, myself and Andrew and Gio are hoping to do an original comic book graphic novel pretty soon. And we started working on it, and we're hoping the publisher's going to pick it up pretty soon. So if that goes ahead, it will be out next year. And I think that will be fantastic to work on something that originated as a comic book. Another question about the graphic novels. How is the Lost Colony graphic novel coming on? We've taken a little bit of a break from those graphic novels, and hopefully when we get if the movie is announced in a few months, then we will get back to those. So we haven't even started those. So because we're doing the original graphic novel, and I've been doing the Warp series, and I've got a few little other projects that have been bubbling under, like the Bell Bottoms, which is a disco musical. If you want to find out a bit more about that, you can probably go on YouTube. There's a few clips of the Bell Bottoms. So I've been quite busy, and I'm also working on my adult novel. I'm doing a few other projects for theatre. I just did a play last year. So yeah, it's been pretty hectic. I thought once I finished the third Warp book, I'd slow down a little bit, but no, it's been even nuttier than usual. So I don't know. I don't know is a short answer. I should have probably just said that at the beginning, but sometime in the near future. And you're right. I would love to see the time travel sequences. They're going to look fantastic. We've been hearing more and more about Imaginary Fred and that I did with Oliver Jeffers. What inspired you to create this illustrated children's books, and can you tell us any more about it? Well, Imaginary Fred is coming out in, I think, October, and Oliver Jeffers is really one of the most talented illustrators and artists that I know, possibly in the world, and he's hugely successful. And I met him in New Zealand at a fair, at a book fair, and we hit it off. We're both Irish, I suppose, uh, and we had a good time together. And like all writers, we said, "Oh, we should do something together." And usually you forget that, and but I didn't. And so by the time we met again in Australia, I had the bones of Imaginary Friend. It was a story that I had in my mind for years. And the hook being that there are a lot of books about imaginary friends, but this book is about the friend. It's not about the real human who's looking for an imaginary friend. And it's about the imaginary friend and what happens when his human leaves him for a real person and he's left alone in limbo with this, just missing this guy that he had formed an attachment to and been invaluable to for so long. So it's a bit bittersweet. But so it's a departure for me, so I really hope people like it. It looks absolutely stunning. I just got the proofs recently, and Oliver has just knocked it out of the park. It's sad, sweet, funny, and beautiful. So I think it's going to be a nice one for younger readers. And I might actually get a little tear from adults as well. The last question is, how have I found working with Giovanni and Andrew? Do you have any plans for future projects? Well, I've kind of answered that. I've loved working with Andrew. I met Andrew years ago at a publisher's party, and he was wearing a pirate shirt, and I thought, that's the guy I want to hang around with. So we got together, and he knew Artemis Fowl, and he said, it would be a great graphic novel. I said, I know, I've been saying that for years. And we kind of started hatching a plot, and we went to our agent, who was luckily, we had the same agent, and she put everything in motion, and the publishers loved the idea. And then we found Giovanni, who had worked on The Incredibles and done various books himself, and he was amazing. And Andrew went over to Italy, to Como, and they became firm friends. So we have this little tight group of people who trust each other, and that's really important. If there's no kind of friction, if somebody says, well, no, that's not really working, I know they're not saying it because of ego. They're saying it because we all want the best book that we can have. And we do have a new project which we're working on, and that's called Illegal. And it's kind of an adult graphic novel about the people fleeing North Africa to Italy. And I know that has become a huge hot topic in the last week or two. But for us, it's been a hot topic for the last 2 years, and that's how long we've been writing up this story. So we're hoping that we'll be able to get that together by the end of the year, and it will be out early next year. That's our hope. And I would hope that we could do many other projects together. I love comic books and graphic novels, and I always have. And when I'm like a little kid when they arrive in the post box, so shiny with that new book smell and the beautiful artwork that Gio does. So yeah, I would write graphic novels forever if I could, but I also love writing books, so I'll try and split my time. So that's the last of the questions, and it's great to talk to everybody. I hope people can understand my accent. It's not too distressing, and I don't mumble too much, which I sometimes do. And I hope to see all you guys next time when I'm on the road. So, Artemis Fowl Confidential, happy birthday, Matt. Thanks for all your support, and everybody else, have a foul day.